What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. It's your first time joining the show. Welcome to the show. We got a good one for you today, like my man Steve Harvey done say. And ladies and germs, thank you for coming along for the Whiskey Ginger ride. Those of you that are new to the channel, maybe you're in from No Bad Lies, whatever the case may be. Grazie, grazie. I am doing a couple of dates, May 22 and 23. I'm in Edmonton and Winnipeg. Edmonton, Winnipeg. Boom, boom. Little Canada dates. Couple just to work it out, get my feelers back. I've been off the tour for a little while. On tour shooting my new show, No Bad Lies, but it's been amazing, man. I do those two. Go to andrewsantino.com. And then me and Bobby Lee, me and my sweet noodle prince, the Dumpling King, we are going to be July 18th and 19th, London and Dublin. London and Dublin, that's all we're going to do for 2025. So go to badfriendspod.com for those tickets. Enough rambling from me. Let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean him once again today. It's Yakov Smirnoff!
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you something. For people that don't know or are not familiar with the history of you and the Comedy Store, we should put some links in the description so people understand the weight of Yakov Smirnoff in the community. You are, for us, you've got legendary status.
Thank you.
First of all, you're a Comedy Store guy. That was my home club. It is. It's where I started in L.A.
Yes.
When you came to the States, you moved here when?
I moved in 1977 to New York, and then...
and people don't know, you're from Tanzania, right? That's where it is?
It's close. It's in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, you're from France. This accent is French, right?
You're getting, actually, now you're in Europe, so which is good.
Great.
Keep going east.
Madagascar.
Keep going east.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Mongolia. That's pretty far east.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Somewhere in
Is that good
between
enough?
those. Yeah, that's close enough.
You
yeah.
came to New York in 77.
77.
Wow.
And didn't speak English. And I was a comedian in the Soviet Union.
How impossible was that to be a comic in the Soviet Union?
Well, I didn't know it was impossible. I just did it. And you have Department of Jokes, that part of Ministry of Culture, that censor your material. So it was just a procedure. You just write up your jokes, and then they approve it, and some they don't approve, and then you stay with the script for a year, and that's how it was. So I didn't know any better. I didn't know any American comedians. There were few Russian comedians, and I watched Charlie Chaplin on the little tiny TV set that was this big box with the little screen that we had to put a magnifying glass to see the images on there.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my beginning of my life, and that's how it was, and everybody lived like that. And all of a sudden, I'm maturing, and I wanted to do comedy.
So Chaplin was the influence for you as a kid? Because look, in the late 70s,
Yeah.
comedy didn't even really pick up heavy steam here in the States even until the true late 70s, early 80s. So on an international scale.
Yeah, but vaudeville
vaudeville was big.
there for a long time, and the comedy in the Soviet Union was kind of vaudeville. It's old jokes, warmed up for each comedian would just take them and turn them around or something, and that's what I was. So we would have in each apartment we would have a little speaker that was part of. It would not turn off. It would just always on, and it would be in the corner of each apartment. You listen to news, you listen to propaganda. They brainwash you. But on Sundays morning, it was normal.
It's so funny for it to be normal. Yeah, they're propagating, they're brainwashing you. But anyway, there was some good stuff in there.
We didn't know.
Of course not. No,
it was just the way it is.
What would it say? Like like Soviet
We're
Union
the
is
best.
we're the greatest.
The best. Yeah,
Did it
they're-
talk bad about America?
Oh, of course.
What would it say?
Yeah, it just say that Americans are evil and
Yes.
they will sell their mother for money.
True, and my father. If it's available, I mean, are you buying both? Or I feel like I can get more
in
out of
bulk,
both.
Yeah, in bulk. But they were just then they would show us movies. Like I don't know if you remember, there was a movie. Jane Fonda was They Shoot Horses, Don't They? It was about dance competition, and so in the end, it's like everybody got screwed by these rich people. They didn't get any money. That was our way of looking at America.
That's who we are.
Well,
That's no mistake. That's actually who we are.
Not all of it.
A lot, though. I would say 350 million out of the 356. I'd say you got. I'd say for the most part, no. But I do get that this machine was like fed to you as a kid. That's all you hear. We have that too in America. It's maybe not as deliberate, but it's when we were kids, we had to stand up in class and to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance, yeah.
Which, you know, as a kid, you don't even understand the weight of the phrase "a pledge of allegiance," right?
Yeah.
Giving yourself up for the allegiancy of something greater than you, which is your government. It's not even for like, it's not saying a pledge to a higher power or God or a being that may be. No, this is about pledging to a system of control. It's basically so it's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's just
not on steroids.
Yes,
like the
Russia
Soviet.
was on. Soviets was on steroids.
Yeah, a little bit different.
And I will say, a hammer and a sickle, pretty intimidating symbols.
That's what you grew up
Two
with.
violent symbols. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A hammer and a sickle. If we
Right.
don't beat you with the hammer, we'll cut your head off with the sickle.
But here's the beauty about America that you might not see because you grew up here.
Sure.
And you're born here. I couldn't have this conversation
Right.
there.
They'd come get you.
I could, I could get it. I could do it once, but then sooner or later you're put away. That is very different from what I learned I remember being in the comedy club, and my English was really bad, but somebody said that Jimmy Carter just got a hemorrhoid operation and he'll be a perfect asshole again. I literally ducked behind the table because I thought somebody's going to shoot him.
In fear.
Yeah. It was totally ingrained in me.
Right.
And so with that, I came to America and I said, I want to do comedy. And everybody was kind of laughing because, it's a Russian comedian, sounds like Amish electrician, it just, they don't put it together. Yeah. And I go, okay, that's, and so I went up against that and luckily started a couple of shows in New York, but then shortly after moved to California. I didn't plan to move. I was planning to just visit, and I had a plan. Somebody introduced me to a producer of Three's Company, and I thought, oh, now I'll meet him and he'll make me a star. So I bought a ticket to LA from New York for 10 days. So that's the amount of time I kind of gave myself
to become famous.
Famous.
10 days.
Not just that. I had a bigger. I said I'm going to make enough money to buy an apartment for my parents in New York on Fifth Avenue. So I was.
Wow.
Yeah, I
high
was
goals,
shooting
lofty
high.
goals.
Yeah, 10 days. 10 days. So
It's taken me 20 years, and I'm still working on it.
I know, but I was naive, and I thought,
But
so
you
I-
needed that kind of
drive.
Yeah, you kind of needed that. I wouldn't say it's arrogance. It's more confident delusion. Yeah, confident delusion to be like, I have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what else is there?
That's true. So that was my plan, and I got to Hollywood. I had to find a place to perform, and I didn't know where, but somebody said the Comedy Store, so I went, and I got the Monday night, or no, it was Sunday night potluck, or what do you call it?
Potluck.
Open mic.
Yeah.
Right. So but the guy who was the producer of Three's Company couldn't make it. So I was bombed. That was day 4, and I
only got
was
6 days left.
nowhere. Right.
Right.
And it was devastating. How do I tell my parents
Right.
that they shouldn't stop? They should stop packing to move to.
Unload those suitcases.
That's right.
Settle
Mom,
in.
Dad, sorry, it
Right.
ain't gonna happen right away. So then so I did my 5 minutes that I translated from Russian to English.
Can you give me some of it, by the way?
In Russian or in English?
Give me just one joke in Russian and let me hear it in English.
Okay. Там была выставка нижнего белья. И потом первая подошла француженка, она сказала, что ей нужно 5 пар, американка сказала, мне нужно 7 пар, а русская женщина сказала, мне нужно 12 пар. И ее спрашивают, зачем вам 12 пар? Она говорит, потому что это январь, февраль, март. That was the punchline.
Yeah, right. Okay, right. I got it. You don't even need to say it in English. I already understood.
You
Yeah.
do?
I
What?
speak Russian, yeah.
Tell me.
You were saying that a man comes home, he sees his wife with another man. Isn't that the beginning?
Not even close.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah. But good try, though.
Yeah, I tried.
I could have used that joke. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
No, the joke was that there was a international exhibit of women's lingerie. And there was a French woman, an American woman, and a Russian woman. And the French woman said, I need 7 pair of lingerie. And said, what for? And she said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the American woman said, I want 5 pair. And why? Because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, my husband is home. I don't need it, right? And the Russian woman said, I want 12 pair of underwear. And she said, why? It says, January, February, March. So that was the beginning of my comedy in America.
And that was the 5 minutes at the store.
Yeah.
In front of Mitzi,
yeah? Well, Mitzi, I didn't know who Mitzi was. So I came to audition for Ted Bergman, who was the executive producer of Three's Company. And so I'm leaving because he wasn't there, and I'm bummed. And I'm walking down Sunset, and Mitzi had an assistant, Chrissy, and she runs after me, and she goes, Yakov, congratulations. And I go, what war? The guy didn't show up. He said, no, Mitzi saw you. And I go, who's Mitzi? And she goes, she's the owner of the Comedy Store. Go sit down, talk to her. So I go back, sit next to Mitzi, and Mitzi goes, you were pretty funny. Yeah, you should stay in Los Angeles. There is always place for good and different. And I go, oh, thank you, but I need to go back. My parents are in New York. And she goes, what does your dad do? And I go, he is a building construction engineer. She goes, can he be a carpenter? And I go, probably. She says, bring him here, I'll give him a job. And where do you live? And I go, well, I'm with friends. And she goes, I have a house in near the Comedy Store. You can rent a room for $120 a month. So all of a sudden I had a room and I had my parents coming.
Wow.
And so that's how and then she got, well, I wasn't certain yet. And then she goes, come back tomorrow and see a regular show. So I came back, and I sat down in the back of the original room, and the first person on stage was Robin Williams, followed by Billy Crystal, followed by Richard Pryor, followed by David Letterman. I'm sitting there, and I'm pinching myself. I'm going, day 5, I'm ahead of schedule.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, if she likes them, then I can someday buy an apartment for my parents.
Yeah.
That's how it changed my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Giving your dad a job is pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Now, did he work construction or carpentry for the store, or was it just
He
other
was very
odd jobs?
good. Yeah, he was an engineer in building construction, but when I was a kid or my whole life, he was always fixing things, and so it was perfect. And then I was at the Comedy Store yesterday. Still, there's a cabinet that my dad and I built together for employees to put in their clothes.
Where is that?
It's in the kitchen, in the bar, in the bar. So it's right in the corner. You'll see it once you. It's all black, as you know.
Oh yeah, it's all black.
So it's black. But if you're facing the main room, it will be, and standing by the bar, it will be on your left.
Oh, I know where I see
corner.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are that's what my dad and I built. And then Dad kind of got older and he wasn't really doing as much. So I took over. So I did a lot of building of the ballroom. I did San Diego,
La Jolla.
La Jolla. I
Wow.
built a lot there. So so the legend has it that I built everything.
You
but,
built the Comedy Store. There is a sign that says built by Yakov. It does say upstairs, and we kiss it as we go downstairs.
Thank you. Somehow it made it. The world believes that. So, but there was other claims to fame. But the carpentry.
How many years until you got a TV spot? Like until you did stand up on TV when you were in LA?
Well, I got. Robin was doing Moscow on the Hudson, and he brought Paul Mazursky, and I was not even a regular and yet.
Right.
And Mitzi put me out because they were casting Russian-speaking, so I fell into that. And, and I got that part, and after that I got that was, before I did the Tonight Show. Johnny Carson took me for a long time to get on that, but I did movie with Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson, Heartburn, movie with Tom Hanks, Money Pit, movie with Richard
I love
Pryor.
the Money Pit.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite movies. You know that?
It's a great
My
movie.
mom and I love that movie.
Yeah,
man.
I'm in the beginning. I'm the one kicking them out.
Oh yeah.
And then I did Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
So but in my brain, I kind of assumed that every immigrant gets to do a movie with Robin Williams.
They do. Yes, that was how it went a short period of time.
At least in my brain, I was going, look, and I was just a fresh kind of meat, I guess, in Hollywood.
Fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
Yeah.
So
now you're aged beef.
yeah.
Now you age it. No, that's a good thing.
Is it?
Aged meat's probably the best. When they say it cured for a long time, you're cured. Because here's the deal: the
I don't
outside may be a little rough,
I don't buy it.
but the inside, real juicy, baby.
I'm not buying it.
Not like a fine wine, older better.
Okay, I'll take
Anything
that.
in cuisine, the older the better.
Okay.
Unless it's right off the farm and fresh. Fish. Fish is the only thing probably that's better right now. You're not a fish, are you? You're a man.
I am.
Wait, how many times did you do Carson?
7.
God, that's unbelievable.
7 times. And one time I did a skit with him. He played Reagan. He loved doing impersonate Reagan. And I wrote him, at that time, a letter, right, saying, why don't we do a sketch where you're playing Reagan, I'll be an interpreter, and we'll have a lookalike of Gorbachev.
Oh, it's great.
And they loved it. And then, so the skit was very funny.
Do you remember who played Gorbachev?
No.
No, it was just an actor.
It was just a guy. Yeah.
So, out of all the guys that you saw when you came up in the store, who was the closest relationship you had? Like, what comics were the guys that kind of embraced you? Because I got to think that back then, just like now, it's just changed a little bit, but the competitive nature of comedy and comics, we're all friends. It's a circle, but you kind of, it gets competitive. And here's this outside foreign guy who does very well, that gets well received. Like, who supported you and who was kind of not an enemy, but who was a little bit against you?
I think everybody. I can't think of anybody who was against. But Andrew Dice Clay was my roommate for 3 years.
What a wild person to live with. Yeah.
He was teaching me English. Can you?
Hickory dickory dick, Yakov. Oh, that's so good.
So here's it. So him and I became great friends, and it was interesting how it all started because we met each other in New York at the Dangerfields.
Yeah.
And him and I got paid first time professionally in America, $40 each on that night when we both performed there.
What is that? In what, the 80s? When was that?
Yeah, that would be earlier. That was 78.
$40 in 1978?
Yeah.
You know, they were still paying that for the rooms here. Do you know that?
Yeah.
40
yeah,
years later,
yeah,
they're still paying
yeah,
the same money.
Yeah. Well,
Because
why-
$40 back then, that's a good amount of, that's a
yeah,
substantial amount of money.
For us, it was huge.
That's a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were both proud of that, but I was scared of Andrew because he is big guy.
Big personality.
Big personality in a leather jacket, with the cigarette. I mean, to me, those are the people my mom told me, avoid them.
Stay away. Right.
Go to another side of the street when
Right,
you see them.
right.
And here he is like, Yak, you and I are going to be friends. And I'm going, holy cow. And I was planning at that time to go to L.A. So I'm thinking, I'll never see him again. And
How wrong you were.
how wrong I was. Knock on the door at the Crest House where Mitzi, I had a little room there. Knock on the door. Yak, I'm back. I'm going to be living here with you in this house.
Wow.
And at first I was in shock, but then he taught me how to date girls. I mean, that's a unique experience just there.
He's a life coach.
Oh, God.
Andrew Dice Clay was your life coach. We have influencers now. Andrew Dice Clay was the life coach. And in the Crest Hill house, there's a bunch of people that lived up there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comics.
Argus Hamilton, Tom Wilson.
Yeah, Tom Wilson, that's right.
Yeah, and Tom and Andrew were like the opposite,
They didn't like each other.
Well, they got along, but it was, Tom would be this big American blonde guy, it's like Beef from...
Yeah, people don't know. You know who that is, right? Tom Wilson, the actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Biff from Back to the Future.
Back in the Future, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, and then it was a party house.
Oh, yeah.
So there was, I was a carpenter, so I would go to bed normal hours, like 11, 12, whatever, to get up and go at 8 o'clock in the morning to fix tables and chairs and whatever I needed to do. And they would just start partying about, 1. And they would go, hard. I would put earplugs in, but they would be downstairs, and it would be Sam Kinison and Pryor sometimes. Robin would be there. Argus lived there, so I tell that story that I would wake up in the morning and I would go downstairs and there's a mirror on the table, and I was disgusted because I thought they were eating donuts because there was like white powder on it. And I'm like, Argus, why can't you just use plates? It's America. You have a dishwasher.
Right.
And he would laugh, and nobody would tell me for a long time what was going on.
What was going on? What were they doing?
I'm not sure. I still don't know.
Still don't know. To this day, I eat off of mirrors.
Yeah.
I still eat
I
off
don't
of mirrors.
care. Yeah.
In here, we pour whiskey.
This episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid all in one place. I've talked about Squarespace so much on this show. If you don't know what it is, what are you doing? What's going on with you? You okay? Squarespace is incredible. They have cutting-edge design. These tools that they have are industry-leading, and it's AI-enhanced website builder to get a fully custom website in just a few steps. It's so simple. Back in the old days, I remember building my old website. My first stand-up website was embarrassing, so stupid. Now they have SEO tools, help you get discovered faster, so you show up more often on search engines, bringing in your ideal customer fan base, whatever that may be. You're a personal trainer, you're an artiste, you're an orator, whatever it is, Squarespace can help you design the perfect site to sell content and shows you analytics so that you can find out where all this traffic is coming from. Helps you better arrange where you're going to go or who you're targeting. Email campaigns too that can blast out They can reach your audience at the perfect time, giving your business long-term growth. So if you're looking to create a beautiful website, I don't even know what you're wasting time anywhere else but Squarespace. Go over to squarespace.com. Check it out. When you're ready to launch, use the offer code WHISKEY to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/whiskey. Use that code WHISKEY. Save yourself 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Life is short. We all know that. It's important to protect yourself while you're here and while you're gone. That's why there's ETHOS. Life insurance is an important factor of life. Sorry, hate to tell you, but it is. You want to take care of your family when you're not around anymore. I just wrote up my living will. Scary, sad. Truth is, it's a good thing. You protect those that you love for their future, because everything is up in the air. Who knows what's going to happen? Traditional life insurance is extremely complicated. ETHOS makes it very, very easy. I checked it out. And getting a quote, signing up is so simple. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some of these policies start at $2 a day, billed monthly, $2 a day. Pretty cheap to take care of those around you. You got little kiddos, you got a wife or a husband or a partner or a friend that you live with. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to take care of Steve when I'm out of here. ETHOS makes it simple. There's no medical exam required. You answer a few health questions, 100% done online. You can get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. That's very, very fast. You can get same-day coverage without even leaving your house. And according to a stat from January 2025 in The Guardian, it could take weeks to get approved with traditional life insurance carriers, not with ETHOS. It's simple pimple, as it were. ETHOS can help you find the right coverage, and it's got 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, 2,400 reviews. They're legit. You're going to need this insurance at some point in your life because life is limited. Enjoy it while you can and leave a little bit of something for those around you if you can. Protect your family with life insurance from ETHOS. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/whiskey. That's ETHOS.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
That was kind of the norm for that house, was do the spots, come home, start partying.
That's right.
Women, girls, drugs, music all night long. And then you had to be a responsible adult. You had to be
the adult.
An adult.
The
you
adult.
How long did you live in the
adult.
3 years?
House.
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
At that point, you got to go.
Well, I kind of outgrew it. So this was a big house.
Yeah.
5 bedrooms and a garage, and there was no cars in the garage. We had no cars.
Yeah. Did someone live in the garage at one point?
No. Just empty. And I was like going, I need to buy a car. And somebody suggested that I can go to Germany and buy 2 Mercedeses, sell one, and one will be for free.
Essentially, you make enough money on the one that you'd back your other one.
Correct. So I did that.
You went to Germany.
I went to Germany. I got 2 Mercedes, sold one, and so I had a garage for 2 cars, right? So then once I sold one, I was like going, okay, I want, because I learned quickly that Americans really like to see what you drive.
You're right.
And so I didn't have any money. I live in a $120 room, but I can present that I'm successful. So I'm driving Mercedes 450 SL convertible.
That's a great car.
Yeah. A lime color that's like weird color for America, but in Europe it was normal. And so then I come up with another idea. I'm going to go buy a Rolls Royce in England because they hired me to do a Bob Monkhouse show. It was a successful English, kind of like the Tonight Show. And so and they paid me like $10,000 in a brown bag. That was like, this is your pay. 10,000, and that was about 81, maybe 1981. So
do the math on that for fun. 10,081 has got to be what, like do money then and now.
Really?
And they paid you in cash.
Cash, yeah.
But then how were you able to afford these cars? These cars are still very expensive back then. Did you finance them or something?
I had somebody loan me the money.
Smart.
Yeah, and I had to pay a big interest, but I was able to. Yeah.
God, that's incredible.
So $10,000, but Rolls Royce, used Rolls Royce, it wasn't new, but I was able to get one and shipped it to America. So here I am with my wonderful friends, Andrew and Tom and Argus and stuff. And I have 2 cars in the garage.
2 fancy cars and a $120 rent apartment. That sounds like LA today. What is it?
It's $35,000.
$35,000 is what you got paid in today's money in a brown paper bag.
Wow.
It's a pretty good gig,
That's
man.
pretty good.
Particularly for someone at the time, like you weren't famous then. No, you were just a working comedian.
Working comedian. They spotted me somehow. I don't know how.
God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
35 G's in a
Yeah.
brown paper bag.
Yeah.
That's who you are. You're the brown paper bag boy. That's right, baby. In the streets. The brown paper bag boy.
That's
Get
my
that
new-
yak bag. That's amazing. So then
Yeah.
after you went, you bought the Rolls Royce, shipped it here.
Shipped it here.
Did you sell it or did you end up?
No, I kept it. I was
Yeah.
so at that point I decided, I need to buy a house. This is like ridiculous to live in it,
yeah.
And so, but I didn't have a lot of money, but I had a good example of what I liked because the Crest Hill, I don't know if you've ever been there. It's a beautiful.
I've seen it. Yeah.
It's a beautiful view of the whole Hollywood and stuff. So I'm standing there. I haven't told this story. I was standing polishing my Rolls Royce, right? All the guys are sleeping, and I'm polishing my Rolls Royce. And this realtor drives by, and she goes, do you have a hammer? And I go, yeah, I have a sickle. No, but she said, I need to nail the sign into some other house was being sold. And I go, listen, I have an idea. I would like to buy a house, but I don't have a lot of money. I don't have any money, really. I have nice cars, but I don't have money. But I know what I want. I want 5,000 square feet house, which I was describing the Crest Hill house, with the overlooking Hollywood, with an acre of land. And
5,000 square feet acre of land.
Yeah.
Today, by the way, in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
What you just described is like $12 million.
Right. But I didn't, again, it's ignorance is a bliss,
It's
right?
beautiful,
it's
man.
beautiful.
I love it.
But I was more like being funny with her. I was
You were
with
being
the
cute.
realtor.
Yeah.
I'm like going, what is she going to say? You're crazy, and that's it, right? She goes, and I said I want it for under $150,000 because I figured somehow I can get that much. I didn't have it, but so she goes, you know what? I might have something for you. I'm going, yeah, right. She goes, give me your number, I'll call you. So she calls me, and she says, go look at this house. It's what you described. And the house that I described, that eventually I bought, was literally like I could throw a rock and hit that house, but we were on Queen Street, and this was on Kings Road.
Yeah, one block.
Kings
Yeah,
Road,
one block east. Yeah.
So then I call her, and she goes, go during the day because there might be no lights because the guy who lives there, they cut off. No, they cut off the electricity.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Well, he's close to dead then. They want him out.
Well, no, it wasn't. So I go in during the daytime, and it was, and I told her I want to fix her upper because my parents need something to do, and my dad is a carpenter, or he can do it. So I look at that house, and it was there. It was just destroyed because the eucalyptus tree fell down and destroyed like the staircase in the garage, and there was no lights. And then I went up the stairs, and there's like a basement. There's like a swimming pool in the basement, but it's just flooded, with poop.
Yeah, crap.
Yeah. And so I'm like going, that's exactly what I wanted. This is what I want.
Pool filled with poop is precisely what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's like Chernobyl.
Right. It's close to home. It reminds you of home.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
a little bit of radiation.
So I go, are you sure? And he said, yes. I said, what's the story? How is it possible? And they're willing to sell it for $150,000.
Wow.
Right? So I'm like, okay, I'm onto something here. Why? What's the catch? And they go, well, the guy who lives there now, his name, and I probably can say, it was Seymour Cassell, who is an actor and character actor. He did a lot of different movies.
He long since passed away.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, you want to check?
Yeah, I need to see Seymour. Look up Seymour Cassell.
I don't think he might be still around.
Seymour Cassell.
Yeah. So I
He died 2019. Rest in peace, Mr. Cassell. So now we can talk about it. It's fine.
Okay. Anyway, and I said, but what's the deal? And said, well, he was doing drugs, and his attorney he didn't pay his attorney, so the attorney really selling that house for $150,000. That's what he owes him. And I'm going, okay, cool, So I'm like, now where do I get the money?
Yeah, how do I get this money?
So I went to a bank, and I go, I know I don't have anything but I have a nice car. At that time, I only had Mercedes. I go, I have a nice car, and I'm ambitious, and I know I'm going to pay, whatever. And some very sweet African-American lady was so she was touched that I was living the American dream, and I'm willing to work hard. And they gave me the loan.
Wow.
They gave me the loan.
Impossible today.
Yeah,
Literally impossible.
It's crazy. And then so I have to now go to tell the attorney that I got the money, but I didn't want him to see what I'm driving. At this case, I was like, so I parked like 2 blocks
down the road,
2 blocks away, because I'm going, he's going to hike up the price,
exactly.
So I walked there, and he goes, well, you deserve to deal with this. So now, history of that house, that was Lenny Bruce's old house.
Lenny Bruce's
That's where
house.
he died, in that house.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Moms deserve the best. You know that, especially on Mother's Day. When it comes to flowers, there's only one place that I trust to get my mom flowers. My ma, as it were. In Chicago, we say ma, just M-A. You got to go to 1-800-Flowers.com. Every single year I order from them. I always have. And 1-800-Flowers.com is the best. She's always blown away. The roses are stunning. The service is impeccable, always on point. When it comes to celebrating the most important women in our lives, nothing less than perfect will do. I got my mom 2 different bouquets because I got it like that. Thanks to 1-800-Flowers for helping me out. And this year I'm teaming up with 1-800-Flowers.com to make Mother's Day even sweeter. Right now, when you order a dozen roses, they're going to double it to 2 dozen for free. What's better than a dozen roses? 2 dozen roses. Twice the beauty, twice the love. No extra cost. Don't wait. Show mom how much she means to you. All right? She put up with all that nonsense of yours, zipping you up in your Halloween costume before you went outside in the freezing cold and the rain, only to have you run inside, help you unzip the jacket and take off that stupid costume that you wanted to wear so bad, the Michael Myers thing, which was scary for the whole neighborhood, just so you could have a night of candy. Show the mom that you love her. The roses from 1-800-Flowers are picked at their peak. They're cared for every step of the way and shipped fresh to ensure high-quality, long-lasting beauty. Bouquets are selling out fast, as they always do. Lock in your order today to claim your double your roses offer. Go to 1-800-Flowers.com/whiskey. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/whiskey. Do right by your mom this Mother's Day. I like to get good sleep. You know that. And I don't get it often, but thanks to Helix Sleep and my Helix mattress, I do. I was able to read that data from my Oura Ring and how much better I'm sleeping, and I'm telling you, it's shocking. Shocking how much better I sleep on the Helix Sleep mattress since they sent me one. Man, what did I do with my old one? I burned it. There was an effigy just burning in my front lawn, the old nonsense mattress I had. Helix Sleep is so comfortable, it's impressive. I mean, they have genuinely some of the best mattresses I've ever laid on in my entire life. Make you want to take, every time I walk by it, I go, I think I want to lay down for just a little bit. The everyday sleep has improved my daily life so much more. I'm sleeping almost another full hour every single night just because of them. Pretty impressive. Such a massive upgrade. And look, you're sleeping, and that's when you recharge, and you do it so much of your life. Might as well get comfortable, huh? Why skimp on a mattress? Skimp on some other stuff. You don't need that high-grade coffee maker. Nah, just get whatever. Get the crappy little drip one that everybody has. You don't need something fancy, all right? If you need good sleep, Helix is here to put you to sleep the right way. I'm telling you, they've got it like that. It's impressive. Right now, they got 20% off site-wide. 20% off on their entire site. You got to go check it out. It's totally worth it. It's unbelievable. And you don't like it? Fine. That's fine. Well, you're wrong. They'll take it back because they know what's up. Go to helixsleep.com/whiskey. helixsleep.com/whiskey for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/whiskey for 20% off site-wide. Come on, get better sleep with Helix Sleep. helixsleep.com/whiskey. Here to tell you about Saily. Saily's a new eSIM service app brought to you by the creators of NordVPN. Traveling with your cell phone used to be a huge hassle, not with Saily. I remember this back in the day when I first went to Europe, when I was a young lad. Man, getting a SIM and all that nonsense that was involved, it was such a nightmare. And now Saily's an eSIM that provides you with an internet connection wherever you travel and saves you money on roaming fees. It gets so expensive. You ever left the country once, you're like, this is a total ripoff. But with Saily, you can download it only once, so you don't need an eSIM for every country you visit. It's got affordable prices that significantly reduce and even eliminate roaming fees. Helps protect your privacy, which is massively important. Allows you to stay connected. There's no more wandering and looking around for a public Wi-Fi spot. So annoying. You have to walk in 1,000 coffee shops. Can I get the Wi-Fi? Can I get the Wi-Fi? They should sell tourist shirts that just say, can I get the Wi-Fi? With an eSIM, you're always connected. Follow instructions on the app to install the eSIM. Saily eSIM will be activated instantly. After landing, you will be able to easily connect to the local network. If prior to your trip, you follow the steps how to activate your Saily eSIM. It's so simple. Just download that app. Saily eSIM plans are comparable and they're compatible to what's going on in the world right now. They're compatible for iOS and Android devices. Then you pick up a data plan. Saily has plans in over 190 countries. I didn't even know there were that many countries. I'm being serious. And 8 regions are available at some of the best rates online. So what are you waiting for? Do yourself a favor. To get a bed discount, get that discount. Use that code WHISKEY to get an exclusive 15% discount at Saily eSIM at checkout. That's Saily, SAILY.com. Code is WHISKEY for 15% off. Or you can go to Saily.com/whiskey. Either way, do yourself a favor. SAILY.com. Code is WHISKEY. Go to Saily.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Here's an interesting piece of this puzzle. So once they start doing title reports, they found that a foot doesn't match. So there's some encroachment on another property.
Right, yeah.
So I had to go and get what do you call it?
It's called an easement.
Easement, yeah. From the guy.
Right.
And I go, how do I? And I never met Seymour before, right?
Right.
And so I go to his attorney, or I called his attorney. I said, where can I find Seymour? He said, I know exactly where to find him. He's in prison.
Oh, shit.
Right. Yeah. So I go, oh, okay. So I need to go to prison to get him to sign off on that 1 foot easement. And so I go there, and I brought $500 with me, thinking I'll offer him for that, and he comes out, through the glass window, and he goes, I thought you were my kid, I go, I just need you to sign this paper. And I said, I'm willing to pay for it. And I said, how much would you want? And he goes, $50,000.
$50,000?
That's what I thought. And he I said, 50,000? He said, no, $50.
Okay, dude, take it.
Because we're not allowed to have any more money.
Oh, that's probably the maximum.
$50.
Right, that makes sense.
So here I am, a crazy man with $100 bills, and I'm asking in prison.
Someone can break it.
Yeah.
Can you break 100?
Which makes everybody kind of look at that money. So one of the guards had the money to break it. So I got it, and he signed it, and that was the last time I ever saw him.
How long did you live in that house?
Oh, until my daughter was born. So it was 1990 when somebody got shot near the driveway, near our driveway.
Yeah.
Somebody was coming from the Comedy Store, and someone asked them for money, and they said, I don't have any, and they just killed the guy. And my wife at that time was pregnant with our daughter, and we just said, we got to get out of here.
Move.
So
that's when it was a little shady still. I was looking to see, because I want to know what that house would go for today, because you paid $150,000 for it.
Yeah, but I put a lot of money. I had a swimming pool eventually. I got I remodeled the whole thing. I wanted a Playboy Mansion kind of a.
Sure.
So
Well, you're a playboy, baby.
Well, I had peacocks walking on that 1 acre land. I was trying to be Hugh Hefner because I was, hoping that it will bring me as much.
Sure. How far up was it? Was it far
Not
up
very
north?
far. No, probably just after the Hyatt House.
Right behind it.
Hyatt Hotel.
Yeah.
Right after Antaz Hotel.
The Andes. No, that's 1432 because 11's not on that block. No. We'll figure it out.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm going to
Don't-
drive by. I'm going to the Comedy Store.
Then you
I'm
text
gonna
me later so we know.
I will.
Because I want to know how much it. Because this is a 5-bed, 6-bath, 5,000 square feet at 1432, almost exactly what you described, and it was. This was sold during the pandemic for $4 million.
Oh,
in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
God, $5 million. It's nuts. And you bought it for $100,000.
120.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Well, I've been lucky.
That's
I've been
awesome.
lucky because I didn't really know you can't do it. Sometimes if you're conditioned, like I was conditioned, you can't say anything against the government. You can't say. So I was conditioned. I would accept that. Here, I was conditioned the other way around. American dream. You can dream whatever you want, baby. You can do it.
That's right.
Whatever it was. I used to walk around Beverly Hills, had no cars at that, and I would go, I want something like that. And in my mind, that's what I created.
And you could.
I
Now you're
did.
living the ultimate American dream. When I called you yesterday, or you called me, I was outside and you said you're living the more secret life, the more
I live in
private life.
Branson, Missouri.
Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, and I said, nobody knows where I am. That's like witness protection
Yeah,
program.
you said I'm basically in the witness protection
Yeah,
program.
and you were like going, what did you do?
I thought, Yakov, what trouble did you get into that I don't know about?
I'll tell you what it was.
Yeah.
It was that I was no longer relevant to Americans because Soviet Union collapsed, and that was my crime.
Right.
I was helping Reagan to tear down that wall.
That's right.
And there was a writing on the wall that I didn't read, and it says, "Yakov, get a day job." That's what it was.
Get a job.
Yeah.
Tear
And
down that wall.
I couldn't find a job. I mean, my contracts in Vegas, Atlantic City, Reno, Tahoe were canceled 6 months after the Soviet Union collapsed.
It was that. It was like truly
That was
like that.
Letterman had a top 10 list on the night of the collapse saying, I made number one on the list, Yakov Smirnoff will be out of work.
No.
And I thought it was funny. 6 months later, I was not laughing. And this is where we moved to Pacific Palisades. So now maybe that's 1132. That's maybe Napoli Drive.
Huh?
And we right next to Tom Hanks and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Goldie Hawn. I mean, I was living
That's a good
American
life.
dream.
You were living the American
I was
dream.
living the American dream. And we paid $2 million for that house. Wow. Yeah. And now, before it burned down.
Yeah, it's got to be gone now.
Probably, yeah. I didn't go there. But it was like 8 million, something like that. So anyway, but I had no money to pay my mortgage because no income. And I couldn't get even club dates. Wow. Yeah.
All
it
because of
was
that.
All because of that.
Thanks a lot, Reagan.
That's the crime. Yeah.
Thanks a lot,
I don't
Reagan.
think they.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
but I think it just happened because I was like, Soviet Union was a pain in the butt to America, and I was preparation H, and so I was the one kind of softening the
blow.
swelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once the
the
swelling
swelling
and the
went
burning
away.
is gone, what do you put in the medicine cabinet? So Branson, bless their hearts, they didn't know the Soviet Union collapsed. So I got 32 years out of that.
So you moved there, and you were working out of there for that.
32 years.
And touring the Midwest though too, right? Like all over.
Not as much because I have a 2,000-seat theater that my theater, and I would do 400 shows a year, and people would come, and so that community embraced me because my comedy is clean, and that's family friendly, and so to them I met their need, and I was I was very successful and still am. But now I feel like I need to go out there because I believe that there is a boom of comedy happening again.
Yeah.
And my role model is Nate Bargatze.
You like Nate.
I love Nate, but I also do what he does in a way. I tell stories about my life, my family, and obviously, what his career is just amazing. So that kind of got me out of hibernation of being in Branson.
So now you're back.
I'm not 100% back, but I'm kind of putting my toe in the water.
You want to feel it again. You miss that feeling.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
because it did something for years. It does something for people. It's hard to explain, but it does something to you. It makes you. The lows feel really heavy, and the highs are really empowering, and they make the whole thing worth it. So it's kind of cool to see you kind of coming back. I mean, we've known you in the zeitgeist of our world, as someone that was a fixture of the beginning of the Comedy Store. Truly, for us, it's kind of wild that you're one of these pillars, and it's a pleasure to sit down and talk to you because it's such a cool world that for lack of a better term, it's long gone now. Like the store has changed so much, and the culture of comedy is different now, and that's all fine. But what I think you guys had built, the community and the way that you grew comedy into this thing in LA that became where I am now, it's important. It was important for us.
Yeah.
I moved here in 2005, and the Comedy Store was the first club that I started doing mics at, the first place I found people that I could hang with and relate to and goof off with.
Yes.
And it was a community that was kind of created by you guys in the late 70s and then through the 80s. It was kind of like what you guys grew is what we got to walk into. So we appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome.
And now honestly, it's good to see you back, and I'd love to see, you kind of touring and putting out a special would be great.
I would love that, and I'm going to La Jolla Comedy Store this weekend.
Right. This will air after you're already gone, sadly, but he was just at the La Jolla Comedy Store.
Well, but I'll be eventually. I'm doing 2 more clubs. One is in St. Louis, Funny Bone in May, and then Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Looney Bins in May.
The Looney Bins.
So yeah.
So go see him if you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or what was the other one?
St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
Yeah. Funny
Please
Bone,
go see our buddy. That would mean a lot. Are you websiting it now? Are you part of the new generation? You got tickets on your website?
I was a little nervous. Well, not a little, a lot. For years, I didn't use Instagram because they follow you.
They do.
In the Soviet Union.
Yeah, you feel like you're back to the old days, huh?
I didn't like that,
Yeah, right.
especially when thousands of people follow you, right? And now I'm in LA, and they're saying you need to be viral. And I'm like going, I've stayed away from disease all of my life.
You've done such a good job.
Yeah.
Until now.
And now I need to be viral.
You must be a disease.
So
you must be sick. And now you are. Now welcome. How do you feel? You like it? We got to get him on TikTok, going viral on TikTok. That'd be the next move. I appreciate you coming on the show. Also, we want to plug your show now. You're doing a new podcast yourself, right?
Yes, called Yakov's Comedy Couch.
Yakov's Comedy Couch.
And it's something that I really enjoy talking to comedians because I got my master's degree at the University of Pennsylvania in psychology.
UPenn. That's a really good school.
Yes. And then I got my doctorate degree at Pepperdine. Graduated 2017. So my whole dissertation was on laughter. And it's called Law of Laughter, LOL.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it was 190 pages, but no jokes in there. No jokes. It's all total research.
It's all research-based.
All research-based, yes. And so when I sit down with comedians, I really explore what makes them funny. When did they start being funny?
Yeah.
When did they learn to? All of those things. Just a great, fun conversation. And I just and that's why I called it Comedy Couch, because sometimes, it feels like they're on the couch, you know, or
Right.
Or I'm on the couch, depending which way it goes.
Right.
But I've done only 35 episodes so far, but I'm really excited to keep doing it.
Is the couch in reference to Carson?
No, more like psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that could be a double. I didn't
Yeah.
know. You know, that's initially
Sit
my
on the
brain
couch,
thought.
yeah.
Yeah, because getting the couch or getting the seat, you know, that
That's
was kind of a
true.
big call.
I didn't think about
Well,
this.
I just
Yeah.
gave you another piece to the puzzle.
Yeah,
See
thank
that?
you.
I'm
Yeah.
doing psychology as well right now. I'm
you
dissecting
are.
you as I
You-
go. I have no education whatsoever, so I have to do it just based on feel. It's just feel for me.
Hey,
Some
you've
people
done-
say, you know, some people say they'll go, "Oh, you seem like you're not that dumb to me. Like you're not that dumb."
Nice.
And it's not that I'm not that dumb. I just pick up on certain things throughout the day and I piece them together, and then that's the great masquerade. You
Yeah,
just pretend
and-
like you know what you're talking about.
And sometimes it's better not to be too smart either, because
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my life. That's my life goal. Not get too smart.
But you're more relatable that way.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Actually,
I know what you're
when
saying.
first couple of times when I walked out at the Comedy Store, I walked out in my graduation robe from Pepperdine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was okay, but then I realized, no, a lot of people can't relate to
Most
that.
of the patrons that go to the Comedy Store didn't go to college. Most of the patrons, high school max.
So, yeah.
That's who we like, man. High school top. You don't
Yeah,
need any more.
yeah.
Higher education is a little too snooty for us. No, that is great. The relatability is hard, but you have a way about you that makes you easy to talk to and so lovable. So I'm sure the Comedy Couch is going to continue for a long
I
time.
hope so. I hope
Please watch Yakov's Comedy Couch. It's on his YouTube channel, available now. He's also on Instagram. Make this guy go viral. Get him viral.
I'm in Tic-Tac too.
He's on a Tic-Tac guy as well.
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe. Go see a Tic-tac-toe. Yakov, thank you. We end the show the same way. You look at that camera right there. You say one
Which one?
word.
Which one?
Yep, this one.
This
You're
one.
single. You say one word or one phrase to end the episode. So it used to be a word years ago, and now I said it's a phrase. If you want to impart a phrase of wisdom upon people to take with them.
Wow.
Or sometimes it's one word. If one word strikes you, whenever you're ready into that camera, you end the episode.
So the model that I live by is 3 words: intention, attention, and no tension.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.